My name is Daniel, and welcome to the third episode of Walking Wednesdays as I walk around a random place and talk about things. But my name is Daniel. I've lost 99 pounds since July of this year, and I'm feeling pretty good. These walks, it's not becoming too bad to do these walks, you know? Just gotta push forward, see what happens. On my way. Overall, quite enjoying. I'm rushing the darkness today because it's supposed to be, I think sundown's in like 25 minutes. So we'll see how far we get. Overall, can't complain too much. We'll see what happens. The trees are starting to turn yellow. Leaves are on the ground. That's the tree I'm talking about right there. Tree falling down. But let's start with a question. Jarita, I can never pronounce her name correctly. Please correct me in the comments. Jarita asks my favorite thing to do when I'm doing nothing, which is a great question. Hard to answer, but I would say for myself, probably the biggest thing is I really enjoy hanging out with people, so I kind of like find times to make sure I'm not doing nothing. But I really like, this is gonna be very nerdy, I like brewing Magic the Gathering Commander decks, especially CDH, the higher power level ones. I quite enjoy that. We keep pushing here through this neighborhood, and the school just got out, so a bunch of kids all about. Keep on pushing, but can't complain too much. But yeah, I like listening to the music. I like playing games, so sometimes I'll just queue up a Counter-Strike game or something, you know, funky. But it is a beautiful hour right now. Can't complain at all. Not shabby one bit. I've had to pass some beautiful roses. Let me see if I can show those at all to you guys. Yeah, look at those beautiful roses. But I do appreciate all the people who watch me try and not be a fat ass. It's quite nice. Cross the road here. Whoop. Crossing the road. Crossing the road. Okay. But I think we're gonna go around this school over here. Another question we had, one from I think it's Cherry Bunny 1980. Asked my favorite TV series or movie, which is a great question. Overall, I'm a quite big fan of Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead. I think those movies are absolutely fantastic. I'm much more into anime than TV shows. We'll get to that a little bit later, but overall can't complain too much. A lot of those TV shows, a couple of them were good in the past. They've kind of fallen off a little bit. Let me see if I can go in a direction here. Walk in. Let's see. It's a really nice day. Even if it's about to rain crazy tomorrow. It's gonna be like 2 inches of rain or something silly. but everyone is out and about today. Let's see, TV series that I've enjoyed recently. That's a good question. Like there's a lot of weird ones, like the old West Wing and Arrested Development, always good. Can't complain about those. Whew. See how far I get today. Let's see here. Kids popping some wheelies. But Pond Witch, as always, the lovely person, asks if I could travel one place once I lose weight, where would I want to go? And it's a good question. I, about, 8 years ago now, went to Korea, which cannot stress how cool Seoul is. Best public transit in the world, and just absolutely fantastic city. Food is amazing. I don't care if you don't like spicy food. There's some non-spicy food there. Their fried chicken is better. Their KFC is better than KFC by a metric truckload. Yeah, it's gonna be a good old walking. But I would probably want to go back to the Far East. I've never been to Japan. That'd be cool. Cherry blossom season. That would slap. Though I know it's a little harder to plan that one. Cherry blossoms. Or, dude, northern Thailand. There's so many cool temples, and the food there absolutely slaps. I usually travel for food, which is usually not good when you're trying to lose weight. But overall, you just gotta, I'd go there, or yeah, Thailand, Japan, Korea. In the US, I'd probably go back to, well, places I haven't been. Like I have people I know in Colorado and Texas that I enjoy going to see, but I would say probably a state I haven't been to, it'd probably be something sports related, which would be funky, but I've always wanted to go to, like, try the food in the South. That'd be cool. I love New York. I'm not sure if that's a hot take or not, but New York slaps, especially their food. I'm gonna keep coming back to that. Food is good. Architecture is great. People are usually pretty good. But let's see here. Let me sit down for a second. Whew. Adventure is 8 minutes already. If you're made it this far, I appreciate you, but I'll see you at the end. Those are the true OGs. They let me know at the end of the video where how far they got. Let's see, I think it was Josh R483 asks, personal hero, real or dead? Or non-existent? Which is a tough question. The cop-out is my dad. He is just, you know, it's when your dad is everyone else's favorite, like, goofy dad, that you lucked out pretty well. And I love him to bits. And he did everything he could to try and give me a good life. And he's still with me, luckily. Oh, thank God, luckily. But I don't know for how much longer. We'll see. Hopefully for another 10, 15 years. But once they start pushing past even 60 these days, you never know. And I love them to bits. We'll see what happens overall. We got the truck horninator. But I'd say, like, sports. I loved, as a kid, like Jim Thome. He was a big power hitter for the Phillies. That was pretty sick. Absolutely loved Jim Thome. I also really liked, as another weirder story, Bill Elliott, the NASCAR driver. Adored him to pieces. I actually got to meet him at a McDonald's at a sponsored signing. That was weird. They did that. But I've never actually covered NASCAR. I probably should go cover NASCAR. Though it definitely is in line with one of those, like, with wrestling and with track, where it's hard to cover just because it's a cluster overall. Taking a good old break. Who else? I really like, there's a bunch of like mangakas I really like, but that's like a really nerdy answer. And there's like probably like 4 of you who even know what I'm talking about there. But like Fujimoto, absolute batshit insane individual. His stuff is fantastic. We'll talk about that later when it comes to my favorite thing in October. Actually, let's get to that one right now. Let me see if I figure out who it was. It was I think it was Kay Dini. Asked favorite thing that happened in October for me. I've got a couple things. But the first one was I got to see the Chainsaw Man movie. God, please go watch that. It's a piece of art. Even if you haven't even watched Chainsaw Man, it is rated R. Don't bring your kids. Don't bring your 12-year-old. But like, if you just want a good time, that's like adventure to the max. Keywords. Second half of the movie. First half is an emotional love story, and it's beautiful. But the anime. I am an animation head. I still want a good story, but like, if you put some fantastic animation in front of my face, neon colors, you probably got me. It's probably gonna be a good time for me. And the second thing was, I got to this past weekend cover Cal football for the second time, I guess, technically, but first for my own publication and site. So that was really sick. My own laurels, I was able to, and that's something that not everyone can do. But I was able to walk and go into the press box, and that was really, really cool. Just because football is the hardest one at any college or pros to get into for a media credential. And I guess this will lead into another question, but that was really, really cool. Like, same with, I covered the San Jose Earthquakes versus Austin FC on their last regular season game. That was super sick. Just to be like, that was a wanted credential, and I was able to snag that credential. That was super duper cool for me. I was really like, I got that when I was golfing with my friend. If you guys seen that golfing video, I guess that's another thing in October. I golfed for the first time in 5 years, and like, I actually did it, and I did okay. That's insane. I really enjoy golfing just because, like, you have that one shot, even if, like, someone my size, you have that one shot where you just rip the ball, and you don't care if you flub 17 shots in a row. You don't care if you miss that putt. You do a little bit, but like, you don't care if you miss that thing. You did it. You feel accomplished. You feel like you did something that day. But God, is golf expensive. Luckily, I have some people who help me out on those type of things, subsidize. Let me see if I can find the other question. I think it was Let's see here. What was it? Great question. Let me think here. Let me think. Great question. But it was I think it was it Linus Waski? I think it was Linus Waski. And it was a very good question. And it was asking about why I became a sports writer in the first place. And I became a sports writer because I was I don't want to say egotistical dumb kid, but when I was a senior in high school, I was like, my local paper, they don't cover sports well enough. They don't really care, do they? I was wrong, but I was like, they don't care. I could walk circles around these old sports writers. I could beat them. I could hit the beat. I could do it on my own. So I made my own little site out of high school, and I started covering games like 6 days a week. I was at football games. I was at basketball games. Volleyball. I was in everything, and then eventually got baseball games. And because I was at every single key game and I was doing really big in-depth stats, of course, the paper was at every big game because of course they were, because that's what paper, like, you go to the big games, or most important, the ones that people want to read in the paper. And I was like, oh, they weren't covering my local team enough. Of course, there's like, I think 30 something high schools in this area. So like, they're spread a little thin. Can't cover everything. But eventually they started being like, oh, you're doing free throw percentage? You're doing steals and blocks and rebounds, not just points? And I was like, yeah. They're like, hey, can we get that? And I was like, yeah. And eventually they offered me an internship, paid, which they did not have to do. And I gladly said yes. I was like, paid? Oh, bring me on. And I was there for a year and a half before the internship ended. And they didn't have a spot at the paper, so I was just like, I guess I'll go freelance for the competition in the area. And eventually I got picked up by a couple papers, and that started my local kind of area coverage. And as the industry has evolved rapidly, because even when I got into the industry 15 years ago, a lot of people were like, hey, you're going into a dying industry. And I was all like, yes. Being like, of course, I'll be one of the ones who survives. And it's like, wow. With AI and so much other things, like, there's reports out there like half of all article traffic from like sports writers is AI, because they just like have an AI sports writer and just have someone edit it, and that's the most depressing thing I've ever heard, and that just sucks. And yes, this is a weight loss channel, but you guys want to hear me yap about things, so we're yapping, boys and girls, and Non-Bear and I are barbershop pals. So let me see what other questions we got here before I start walking. I think it was Valerie Roberson asked, do I have specific insoles for my shoes? What size? I wear, I was wearing 15s before because my feet were so swollen. They were 2 sizes too big, which then turned into an issue very quickly once I started losing the weight. So I've picked up a couple shoes, sneakers, Skechers, get at me. I'll do that sponsored deal. But they're slip-ins. I like, Skechers have always been like those really uncool shoes, like the same with Reeboks. They're like dad shoes. And maybe it's because I've hit that age where I'm like supposed to be a dad, but though I do not have the money. Let's keep that straight, ladies. I do not have the money for a child right now. But I do want one day I'd love one, but I want to make sure that I'm financially responsible to bring life into a situation where it can thrive, and I cannot do that right now. But I just got shoes off the rack, size 13. I got 2 of them. I swap them daily, go back and forth. And overall, it's been pretty good. Not too shabby. overall. My feet with my lymphedema liked going off to the side. Um, and so these have been able to flatten a lot more, but they're not perfect. The ones I'm currently wearing, these white ones, are probably a little too high, so they're gonna eventually wear and make me want to go on the ball, like the sides of my feet, which is not good for my feet. But that just is probably a side effect of being fat as hell. Um, um, let's see here. Ooh, I still need to think of that. There's one question where I actually don't know the answer, and I have to figure it out while I'm walking to answer that question. Um, but I think it was James Story asked, "Do I have a target weight?" And let's see if I can keep going here. I'm trying to think if I want to go buy this. I think there's like a Boys and Girls Club. I'm trying to figure out if I want to deal with that. But he asked, "Do I have a target weight?" I started at 620 pounds, technically 608, and then I gained 12 pounds about in July this year. So I show you the good, I show you the bad. But I would like to hit 299. I think probably for I'm 5'11" and a half. So with shoes I'm 6 feet. God, that's annoying. That 5'11" and a half. I should probably be like 250, but like I have a really big shoulders and torso naturally, even when I was small, like in high school. So like overall, I think 299 is probably perfect weight. Is my doctor probably gonna be super like eventually like happy with that? No, but I think that's probably good enough overall. Not shabby. The sun's luckily staying out for a little bit today. We're gonna see if this path still exists behind these houses coming up. Though I do love that this parking space over here just has 5 boulders in it. Very strange. I think I'm gonna have to squeeze through this gap in a fence. We're about to have some time here. Let's see here. Let me see if there's another question I could answer while walking and talking. I think it was Jason Clayton said, "Do you have any tips for starting or on your weight loss journey?" And I am a good and a bad case for this because I lost a bunch of weight from lymphedema. So like I'm still figuring everything out myself. But I would say the biggest thing outside of, well, I'm not even gonna say outside of things. That's someone doing some shenanigans. I think this gate is locked. Let's see. Yep. I'm gonna walk around. Probably way too many kids biking through here. But hello, little dogs. But my top tip would be track, and it's gonna suck, but track every calorie and find out how much you are putting into your body, and then find out how much you need to be eating for your body to be burning more than you put into it, and then eat that amount, and then keep checking and eat even less until eventually you're at the designed weight Whew, God, my right arm was sore as shit. What do we have right here? Oh, 25 minutes. I was yapping for a while. But overall, check your weight. Another thing, and this kind of really helped me, is just start. Like, you're gonna suck at it. There's gonna be days where you eat too much. There's gonna be days where you don't track anything and gain weight. There's gonna be times where you feel like shit. But a lot of people start on January 1st because they're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, buddy. I'm gonna cross the street here. Yep. A lot of people are just like, they make an excuse in their head of just, I'll start tomorrow. I'll eat well on Monday. I'm gonna have a drink today because I'm gonna start on Tuesday. And just start right now. Like, even if it sucks, even if like it says, like myself, there are days, oh no, the Halloween decorations, they've died. But like myself, I was eating like 6,000 or 7,000 calories. And there are times and places where that's acceptable. Mainly if your name is Michael Phelps and you're trying to win a gold medal. I think he ate like 13,000 calories a day because he's burning all of them. I was not, because I am fat as shit. But that doesn't mean that you can't start and get that process rolling. Like, my official start date was December 8th, 2023. It's coming up in about a month. It'll be my 2 years anniversary. I love how there's just a fridge here. There's just like a garage cooler. That's hilarious. But overall, you just gotta start, because it's gonna suck no matter when you start. Whoa, I just almost fucking biffed it. Just sent it, dude. That road just had to take me out. I was telling you too many secrets. So I was like, make you fall down. But you just, I have little stars here. That's adorable. On that pole. You know, when you put those on the ceiling, glow in the dark ones, super cute. Let's see here. Let's see what else we got. I think it was Shadow and Ash asked, do I restrict my eating? Which may have been asked before, but the answer to this is kind of yes. I restrict my calorie amount. I restrict how much. I don't eat after 10 p.m. I try and wake up the same time every day. I try to have a little breakfast and then a dinner. Maybe like 100 calorie snack for lunch. But currently I'm eating like 2,200 calories, which for my size is relatively low. Which is why it's very frustrating recently that I'm not losing weight, which probably means two things. One, my body's just like, yo dog, that's a little too little calories. Please stop. We're trying to protect you. And I'm like, hey buddy, it's okay, dude. Don't worry about it. Or, and it could be a combination of both. Or the other one is, I've started going on these walks, and my legs are gaining a large amount of muscle from all the walks I'm doing, which is one of those positively frustrating moments where you're like, okay, that will stop relatively soon. We gotta keep pushing forward and see what happens. But the thing is, that's why I'm not too disgruntled about, oh, I'm not losing. Like, do I want to hit this 100 pounds tomorrow? Hell yeah. But I know that it's all these little goals will achieve the goals that I want in time. And I just have to keep pushing forward and keep pushing and not stop. And eventually, because like, if this takes me 5 years, that's okay. But I'll get there. Do I wish it only took a year and a half, 2 years? Like, let's say I'm losing 25 pounds a month, and I'm at that 350, like, end of next year. Will I be ecstatic? Yes. But I know slow and steady wins the race, pushes me in the right direction. I don't think there's anyone at this park right now, so I may go sit down and yap for another few minutes and think of what was their name, if they're still, I'll see if they're watching. I know who you are, back. No. Casper's question, which will be the next question I answer after I sit down for a little breakaroo. Make sure today, look behind the curtain. Make sure you go vote. If not, I know you're not gonna, well, this is a shame for all the people who didn't vote. It's the only thing that makes the small amount of our existence worth it. Oh, there is kids over there. We're not gonna go over there. Whoop. Let's keep going this way. But Casper asked, think of a good date for her or them and their boyfriend. And that's a great question. What I would be thinking is you could do like, I don't know what things you prefer or not, but I would recommend either going to like a video game bar, sounds pretty sick. Always try a food cuisine you don't try a lot. Try a new place. Always love that. There's always weird things like, because like a movie's kind of boring, but like go support local theater. I went to a play a few weekends ago. It was Clue. It was fantastic. Highly recommend it. Just in plays in general. But like that, or you can do shit like go to, when it's back, like a minor league baseball game. Even if you don't like baseball, do the 9 for 9 challenge. 9 beers and 9 hot dogs in 9 innings. Go slam those. Let me see, what else could I think of here that would be super cool. You could always go like on a weekend getaway. I'm spoiled because we have the coast nearby, so go to bed and breakfast on the coast if that's near you, or lake, or maybe a ski resort if you have the money. If you don't have the money, which I don't, you can always kind of like, that dude's sending it. I think he had like a low rider. Pretty sick car though. You could also go to like a farmer's market and like go, I don't know how your partner's into this or not, but like either go to a farmer's market or go to a Goodwill and buy each other outfits. Like set a budget, like $100 or something, maybe $50, and go like pick out an outfit for them. Maybe it's their style, maybe it's completely not. And then go out for dinner afterwards. Change into the clothes. Maybe you want to wash those, but change into the clothes. Go out to dinner. Have that confidence. Go do it. You know? That sounds sick to me. Like, someone else asked, Harold, we have two more questions, I think. I think it was Rochelle Hill asked, favorite non-scale victory, or like thing I'm looking forward to most. And like, dude, I can't wait to get out of plain t-shirts, be able to wear cool stuff. Like, is it weird to be like, I want to wear uncomfortable things? But I know once I become smaller, I'll be able to do that. Cause like, dude, when you surfing in the 5 to 7X section, the options are not good or custom made and ridiculously expensive, which is not the coolest thing in the world. I don't know if this light is, let's see if this light looks better. It's half a dozen one way, half a dozen. Oh, if you've made it this far in the video, make sure to comment, one, that you made it this far. Then the code word is banana. Make sure you add that to your message. I don't know. I want to see how many people do it. Probably like 2 of you. But do you guys prefer looking at my face where you can see my reactions, like, whoa? Or do you like looking at, like when I showed you with that Berkeley video, like the nature of the trees and stuff? Like, I can still show you some of it with this, but which one do you prefer? I'm still new to this, so I don't fully know how to put these things fully together. Like, I'm bad at like movie editing. I did a little bit for that Berkeley video, but it was quite bad. But especially if you've gotten this far, let me know. And what do you prefer? Because like, that's how I'm gonna be able to turn this into something I can like pay for a healthcare visit for, is if you guys watch this whole video and then I'm able to get the YouTube partner, because I have every other qualification. I still don't have watch time, because shorts do not watch a lot of time. I think you have to get like 3-4 million views in 90 days, and I've done pretty well for myself, but I haven't done that well. The last question, I believe, was from Storm the Tempestborn, and he says, was it Colm McGuinness? Colm? It's Irish, I believe. But have I heard of him, or do I listen to his music? If not, should I? Or should I? I think he's not demanding, because he seems like a very nice fellow gent. But he was saying I should listen to his music. And I looked at his first video, and it was a cover of Pirates of the Caribbean song, and I went, okay, I see what I'm getting myself into here. And I enjoyed it. I gave it a look. I don't know if it's going to hit the playlist, but overall, I think it's pretty chill. I dig it. I think it was like, is it like Jonathan Young? It's kind of the same vibe, just not Irish. With those covers. I really enjoy those overall. But I'll give them a couple more looks, see what's up. Any music suggestions, as always, send those my way. Let's see if I can yap here for a second, but this walking has been quite interesting. I got my heart rate up here. We've been yapping for almost 40 minutes. Not shabby at all. But as always, if you've made it this far, comment below what you want to hear next week. And we'll also see, maybe I'll go into Hilly Park. Maybe I'll go to the beach, weather depending. But let me know what you guys think. For specifically, what terrains you want to see. I have access to basically everything except for gigantic, well, I do have gigantic mountains. I just have to travel like 3 hours. And we'll see what happens. This has been Daniel's journey. I'm almost at 13,000 subscribers. I looked it up. Over 2.6 million people have seen my shorts. which is insane. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I'll see you tomorrow. And for Walking Wednesdays, I'll see you next Wednesday, everyone. I'll see you then. Bye. Whoop.